2017 was such an odd year for collecting Disney cars. I mean, on one side, it was fantastic because we got all of the Cars 3 merchandise starting in May, of course, and we just had so many new cars because there was, well, a new movie. But the time before that was very, very strange. Mattel planned a whole main line, and obviously they bit off way more than they could chew, canceling some of the most cars they've ever canceled in a given time. Obviously, they did the exact same thing when Cars 2 came out, planning a bunch of stuff to end off the Final Lap collection, but they were like, yeah, we can't make all these haulers and team sets and Final Lap singles because we got to start working on Cars 2 stuff. So the exact same thing happened again. You'd think they would have learned their lesson, but nope. And yet, it brewed a lot of controversy over some of the last few items that were coming out in this spring mainline. And that is what we're going to focus on today. The Elusive 8. Do you even know what they are? Maybe, maybe not. Have you ever seen these before? Maybe, maybe not. But today, hopefully, you'll learn something new from this video and you get to understand another facet to the lore of the Disney Cars hobby from Mattel. I'm so excited to talk about this stuff, trying to get into some more unique videos like this because we're in a bit of a dry spell in terms of new stuff that's coming out. Case G has taken a while. Maybe it's out now, maybe not. I don't know. We'll see what happens, but we're going to give some proper attention to the Elusive 8 from 2017. So to give some background, they did do several singles cases, they did 2-packs, they did deluxes, they did many things in early 2017. And so it was like, yeah, they're actually releasing, a new main line. They're gonna get it done before Cars 3, and then bam, nope, cut it off. And Shoot to the Roki with Flames, Miguel Camino with Flames, Nikki B, Josh Coolant were a few of the victims of this. They were even going to release Roman Dunes and No Stall crew chief. I believe they were going to release the Transberry crew chief, Transberry Juice crew chief, along with a lot of stuff that people don't even know about. The Queen with Ariel, Gargoyle, which is like the car statue based on a gargoyle. You had Funny Face Mater in there, who actually, yeah, Funny Face Mater did not get released. Fighting Face Mater did get released. And so in Europe, they got one extra case than the rest of the world, and so did Latin America. However, the exact content of these cases were never made clear. When we started seeing a lot of these pop up in, like I said, Europe and Latin America, people started to think, well, hey, Shoot to the Roki with Flames might be out there. Maybe Christina Garcia is out there. Maybe Amara Refsk is out there. Maybe that orange Peugeot with the microphone is out there, who I think is Kevin O'Brien, right? Because we thought these were all canceled as well. Now, ultimately, that was not the case. Those canceled cars were truly canceled. None ever made it out, even in the slightest of quantities like these did. But it certainly opened the door to that possibility. And there was a moment during 2017 where I strongly believe that Shoot to the Roki with Flames was out. That was going to be KC of 2017. A lot of these cars were in KC, so ultimately, some version of KC made it out, but not the one that Mattel originally intended to get out. So amidst this Elusive 8, there is still controversy, there is still mystery amongst us collecting hardcores, and I was able to gather up a set. I got them pretty early on. I think I got Mama Bernoulli here, who's kind of like the odd one out of the Elusive 8 because she, unlike the rest of them, was only available in Latin America, whereas the rest were only available in Europe, particularly the UK. And so that's why you could tell that it has the streamlined Latin American packaging where it was first introduced. Actually, they first introduced the streamlined packaging in South Korea in 2011. No one really knows about that either. That's probably a topic for another video. But then they started to introduce it in 2016 in Latin America. And it has the black and white card back, which we're not really used to because the new packages that are, albeit streamlined, they still have color on the card back like you could see here with this 2-pack. So at least they didn't make everything black and white. But Mattel had been thinking of changing all the packages on a global scale for a long time, cutting down on the cost of plastic, and obviously here on the back, ink. Thankfully, they didn't do that, but they did end up going toward this packaging style in the end. So that's why it looks like this, while the others are still using what we were used to for over a decade in the box type blister. And so she's kind of on her own island, but she fits the same exact bill as everyone else. She was released basically in an additional 2017 singles case that none of the world got besides Latin America, particularly Mexico. And again, if you want these, you pretty much have to use a Mexican website or Facebook Marketplace Mexico or eBay UK. That is the only way you can get these. They are extremely rare, hence the name, the Elusive 8. Now, why don't many people know about these? Well, because to be honest with you, they aren't that exciting. They are all re-releases, and there's not really a new variant in any of them. I will mention Mama Bernoulli here because it's almost like a reverse variant. This is actually the original version of her that came out in the 4-pack in 2013, exclusive to Target. You can identify it by those really small, kind of ugly looking eyes. And then when she was released as a single a couple years later, I think just 1 year later, they buffed up her eyes a little bit, made her look way better. But then in 2017, they reverted back to the original version of her. So it went this. You know what I mean? Although, yeah, this was the last time she was released from, she might have been released from China again, but obviously pre-Cars 3. Actually, this might have been her last release. Man, yeah, I don't think she's been released from Thailand. You know what? I think she has been released from... Yeah, she has. She was released in 2021. Bam. I knew. Yes, 2021. Okay. So yeah, just completely disregard the Thailand one. But in terms of Chinese variants, small eyes, big eyes, small eyes is the timeline there. And it's kind of weird that they reverted back to it for this. But 2017 had so much potential with these series. You had the Cars 2 fans here, which is what we're looking at. Doesn't show anything interesting on the back because they are international packagings. But Denise Beam over here, one of the UK ones, is also in that same series. You can see that she's 5 of 8. Yeah, and again, these were very instrumental in determining what numbers some of these cars were. And then ultimately, by process of elimination, we were able to find out, like, okay, Christina Garcia was going to be this number, or Amara Revs was going to be this number in said series. But yeah, here you have Denise Beam. It's an international package, but it's not the streamlined Latin American package. And again, this is a basic car. She had been released as a single in 2014. She had already been in a 4-pack like Mama Bernoulli. So that's why a lot of people just did not care. They're like, what the hell? Who cares about those if they're only going to be released internationally? We got enough to worry about anyways, like Stu Scattershields, who was only released internationally. That's something we actually care about because it's brand new and it's awesome. This was like the second or third releases of almost all these cars. Most of them, or some of them, like Corey Turbowitz back there, more. So a lot of things that contributed to making these elusive, but it wasn't always just Mattel's distribution. It was just kind of our perception of them as well. Here's another interesting series, World Grand Prix Pit Crew. And we also get this very cool artwork of Bruno Motoror with the headset. Although it blatantly shows you how inaccurate he is because it's blue and then it's black on the diecast. But yeah, this one's now a variant. And you can see kind of a trend through these. They get released first in a 4-pack exclusive to Target. Then they get released somewhere else. And then they get released in the Elusive 8. This guy was released in a 4-pack, then a 2-pack, and then as a single. And it's kind of odd to see him as a single because he's never been released elsewhere as a single, So kind of strange stuff. And again, just contributes to how excited I am to talk about these and just how wild and how niche they are in the Cars collecting universe. Then we have M.A. Brake Drum. Again, a perfect example of why no one cared about these. She was just released a few months before the Elusive 8 came out in the 2016 Race Fans or LA Speedway series, along with Brake Boyd, her husband, and Corey Ander Widetrack, her daughter. So now they both get more single releases, just in a different series. And again, you can always tell a package is international because it has the card artwork just duplicated onto the name tag instead of the name of the car itself, which they put on the back of the package instead. You can see the smaller prototype of MA brake drum there that they ended up completely abandoning for this larger model here. You can see that the expression is different, and it's hard to tell that the size is different, but I actually have this prototype, so I'm able to tell pretty easily. And then you have Coriander Wide Track. Now, she is a variant from her original 2010 and 2013 versions, but again, that was introduced in 2016, so it wasn't a big deal. I do really like how the artwork looks of them, although seeing World Grand Prix in the background kind of screws with my brain because these are Piston Cup fans. So that is a little strange to me. Same thing here with Marty Brakeburst. Again, Marty Brakeburst was released in a 4-pack exclusive to Target. However, he had been released previously in the Final Lap collection. Mabti Marty Skarasek. Sarasek. Some crazy names. I love the translations because these are not French or Spanish like we're kind of used to seeing. This is like Russian and maybe German or something, Romanian, I don't know, craziness. But yeah, as you can see, these are not on perfect cards because they came all the way from the UK, and probably the people who bought them were like, yeah, I mean, who cares about those? I've seen them a million times. But little did they know, or maybe they did know, that on this 2017 packaging, they are extremely rare, and they're up there in terms of quantities produced with, I'll say it, Race Damage Mood Strings, Brian Parks Motors, etc. They are that rare. Simply, not many of these things exist. So here you have Andrea, another one that had been released many times dating back to 2009. This one's in the Piston Cup Reporters series. Another very enticing series, had 10 cars. The Piston Cup race fans had 14. Of course, Christina Garcia was going to be in it, along with some other ones that got canceled. Although most of those did get out. I know JW and Christina Whelan were in a 2-pack together. Darla Vanderson had gotten a release as well. And then here we have Corey Turbowitz, who is probably the least exciting of all of them because she has been released so many times, dating back to 2007. Although it wouldn't have been wild if this is the only time they released her with her side view mirrors, which they have just ignored for almost about 2 decades now, which is crazy. A few years away from being 2 decades of ignoring Kelly. Oh my God, did I just say Kelly? Corey's side view mirrors. I mean, even the prototype there, stock image, has the side view mirrors. There must have been some issue with it where it's like, this is a safety concern. It's just not working out. They're always breaking off. But you'd think after so many years they would have figured it out. But obviously they are just not investing the time and effort into doing that. Petra Gosselin. That's a pretty cool name just on its own. I'm surprised that's a translation of Corey Turbowitz. Wonder what language that is. Let me know. Kind of strikes me as like German or Polish, because I know Petra is a common name over there. But yeah, guys, welcome to the Elusive 8. It was great to introduce you to them if you did not already know about them. Yeah, I love doing these types of videos, just kind of exploring the niches of the Cars universe. I mean, that's what we got to do, right? When Mattel is shafting us with case G and H and like dumping 3 cases on us at one time after a 2-month drought. Oh my God, I don't know what's going on. I was so excited coming into 2023 in the first few months. They were releasing stuff like crazy consistently, and then bam, I'm in Dry Bone Valley with my pants down around my ankles, having no idea what to release a video of. Just custom, yeah, another custom. Well, what about another custom? So yeah, thought this would be a good idea. Let me know if you have any questions. I know this is a lot of information, but basically 2017, Mattel was like, we're gonna make so much, and then they're like, wait, oh, you guys are making a new movie? Oh, well, crap. We're going to have to cancel some stuff. And so they canceled all the good stuff and kind of canceled some of this stuff, but it did leak out to Latin America and then the rest of it, Europe. So there you have it, guys. Thank you as always for watching this video. I hope you appreciated the new lore, and I really appreciate you watching and all of the support you guys continuously give. I will see you soon for another video. Bye now.